Hey guys, what's up? This is Jayzan. This is the Book of Legends. Book of Legends is an old school RPG released recently on Steam. It's not from the old school, it just has an old school feeling. It was a game that was created in RPG Maker, basically, and it's kind of a comedic RPG. This is what they describe it as on their page. The Book of Legends is an epic game created by the maker of Millennium, Dreamscape, Moonchild, Undefeated, Three Stars of Destiny, and Asgard by Alarian Games. The story character dialogues are developed by Indinera Falls and immersive and enthralling, a huge standalone role playing game packed with full characters, quests, items, and secrets, evocative of the greats of the genre. And it has a ton of key features which you can check out on the page in the description. Um, my description of the game is a little bit different than that. It's definitely expansive. There's a ton of things in this game. A lot of things to unlock, a lot of characters that you can get, a bunch of spells, and tons of areas to explore. The game is expansive. There's a lot to do in this game. So if you want a game with a lot of content for a good price, then this is your game. But on that note, the content is not very good, in my opinion. The combat is very simple. It's, it falls back on the old combat styles of the day, but it doesn't have any weight to it. The dialogue in the game is very poorly written. It's very childish. It feels very much like this game was created like by a 15-year-old maybe. In regards to the humor and the sentence structure and the plot, it just is not very interesting. Um, the art style is okay. There's a couple things that are just kind of meh about the art style, but that's passable. Art is not that important, especially in a game like this. But when it comes down to the actual content of the game, that's where things weigh um, through the artwork and even the dialogue. And there's a lot of things to do, but is the stuff worth even putting your time into? I would say for the younger audience, yeah, probably. This is probably a good game for like a younger audience, maybe teens or younger, because it's very simple. The plot isn't very heavy or interesting, and it makes a lot of trash humor that isn't very funny at all to an adult. But it might be good for a younger audience. This would be a pretty decent introductory RPG for somebody who doesn't really have a big RPG background, and especially old school RPG background like Breath of Fire or Secret of Mana or any of the Final Fantasies, because those are clearly some of the best RPGs ever made. And it's hard not to compare new ones to those, but especially if you played them. But and I'm not. But yeah, so there's a lot of stuff to do in this game. There's different difficulty modes. You can use your mouse if you want, but it's not really necessary. The world layout, as you can see here, it's very ugly. It like doesn't make any sense why the world would be laid out like this. Um, it's a large world, but this first part of the game is not interesting at all. The enemies don't do any damage. You have a skill that pretty much makes you invincible, because once you get below 100 health, it heals you by 50, and enemies do like 10 damage. And when you level up a little bit more, they go down to no damage, and you're literally just plowing through enemies. But yeah, so you can get this game on Steam. I'm gonna link the game in the description. If it's something that looks interesting to you, because there's a lot of stuff. I do recommend looking at the page at least and looking at the features to see if that's something you want. But don't go into it thinking you're gonna have a deep, heavy plot that you're gonna be remembering for the rest of your life. All any of the earlier Final Fantasies. But it'll give you lots of content. If you're on a budget and you want something that'll last a long time, this might be the game for you. Anyway, this is the Book of Legends, and this is Jayzan. If you want to buy the game, I'm going to put the link in the description so you can get to it. Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe. See you next time.